They don't love you. They love the receipt that comes with you. And if your worth must be proven by your ability to pay, then what you're in is not love. It's servitude in disguise. Do you really think she chose you? No, she selected the lifestyle you offered. The dinners, the trips, the illusion of abundance. You yourself are replaceable. All it takes is someone with a shinier watch and a louder engine. This is the disease of the age. Affection, traded on the stock exchange of status. A woman like this does not betray because of emotional emptiness. She betrays because her hunger is priced in installments. And you, my dear fool, are only the down payment. Let us not pretend. The material girl is not a myth. She's a modern priestess, kneeling at the altar of consumption. She doesn't want you, she wants the version of herself that your money allows her to be. And the more you give, the more invisible you become. Do you not see it? You're no longer a man, you're a means. A transaction, a briefcase with legs. And here's the tragedy. The more you succeed in providing, the more you erode your own dignity. Because love, when conditioned by wealth, is no longer love. It is slavery, wearing perfume. Comment below. What city are you listening to me from? I want to know how far these truths still resonate, and how far men continue to sell their souls in exchange for crumbs of affection. If this truth confronts you, perhaps you should close this video now. But if there's still something in you that refuses to crawl, enjoy this video and stay with me. You want loyalty from someone who sees you as a credit line. How laughable. You beg for emotional connection while she scrolls through designer bags and beach resorts she expects you to fund. And yet, you call this love. Pathetic. She doesn't ask how you feel. She asks what's next. The next dinner, the next vacation, the next gift to keep her from yawning. This is not romance. It is a performance where the man auditions daily for a role that can be recast without warning. When affection is tethered to provision, betrayal is only a sail away. Men of this era no longer compete with other men. They compete with lifestyles, with the illusion of more. And you think your value lies in your efforts, your sacrifices, your character? No. In her eyes, your value is a fluctuating market price. One moment, she calls you her king. The next, she scrolls past a yacht and silently updates her expectations. The modern relationship has been auctioned, and you, my naive friend, are standing naked on the block, mistaking bids for love. She will say she loves you, and maybe in her own twisted way she does. The way a child loves a toy that still works. But the moment the shine fades, the moment a richer man smiles her way, you will see her true god, comparison. You see, the materialistic woman is not evil. She is hollow. Her desire is not for connection, but for reflection, to see herself elevated in the eyes of others. You are merely the mirror, and once another offers a clearer, more glamorous reflection, she will leave without remorse, because it was never about you. This isn't about money, it's about meaning. A man who gives everything hoping to be loved for it ends up being loved only because of it. And that distinction is fatal, because once your usefulness expires, so does your identity. And isn't that the cruelest trick of all? That you gave her the world, only to discover I never wanted you in it, just the view. If you still believe that love can be bought, let me offer a simpler truth. What is purchased can be returned, and she will return you as soon as the packaging is no longer impressive. Look closely. She's not comparing you to another man. She's comparing your offer. The man becomes a brand, a price tag, a symbol of upward mobility. And in a world obsessed with appearances, the one who feeds her vanity wins. But what happens to your soul in the process? You begin to shrink, to censor your fears, to stretch your limits. You pretend to be more than you are just to keep her entertained, and in doing so, you betray the only thing that ever had true value, your authenticity. You call it love, but it feels like a negotiation with no end. Give more, do more, impress more, and still you are met with sighs, boredom, distraction. She is not ungrateful. She is addicted to the chase of better, richer, flashier, and no matter how much you offer, it will never be enough. Not because you are lacking, but because she is. She's not searching for love, she's chasing significance through possessions. And you were just the unfortunate fool who mistook hunger for affection. Do not pity her. She is not lost, she is chosen. She chose the lie. the polished emptiness, the comfort of being desired for her looks while desiring others for their wallets. And you, in your desperate attempt to be loved, became her enabler. You financed your own humiliation, because the truth is, no man can compete with her illusions, not even the wealthiest. She's not looking for a partner. She's chasing a fantasy, and fantasies do not love back. They devour, silently, elegantly, until you wake up in ruins, asking where the love went. It was never there. Let me be brutal, because no one else dares. If a woman makes you feel like your worth depends on what you provide, leave her, not because she is the devil, but because you deserve to stop living. Like a discount god, a man who bends for acceptance loses his spine. And once you lose your spine, she will no longer respect you. You will be her provider, her chauffeur, her investor, but never her man. And tell me, what is more tragic than being everything except what you were meant to be? The man who stays in such a relationship does not love her. He fears being alone. He clings to the illusion, to the rituals, to the crumbs of validation thrown between shopping bags and passive-aggressive silences. He has forgotten that love should not feel like a competition, that to be chosen should not feel like being priced. And yet, he stays because walking away would mean admitting he was never loved at all, that all his efforts, all his gifts, all his sacrifices were just currency in a cold transaction. But there is freedom on the other side of that truth, when a man finally stops begging to be seen and starts seeing himself, not as an ATM with emotions, not as a stepping stone to someone else's lifestyle, but as a being of strength, vision, and dignity. A man who reclaims himself is no longer afraid of disappointing her. He dares to disappoint everyone who mistook him for a provider instead of a soul. And in that rebellion, in that sacred refusal to be bought, he finally becomes dangerous, free. And when you become dangerous, not because you harm, but because you no longer need, the world changes. Women who once looked past you now look twice, not because you're richer, but because you no longer chase. You've killed the beggar inside you. You've buried the man who once apologized for not being enough. You walk with silence, with purpose, and she, the materialist, senses it. She cannot control what she cannot seduce with gold, and so she calls you arrogant, cold, distant. But the truth, you've simply awakened mark this: a man who knows his worth cannot be manipulated by desire dressed in glamour. He doesn't fall for lashes or luxury. He watches the soul behind the smile. And if all he sees is hunger for status, he walks, not with bitterness but with clarity, because he knows love is not measured in carats, but in character. And no matter how seductive her appearance, if her loyalty is leased to the highest bidder, she is nothing but a mirage in silk, beautiful from afar, poisonous up close. You want a woman who chooses you not because of what you offer, but because of what you are, who stands by you when the account is low, when the nights are long, when the world forgets your name, and still sees a king. That woman exists, but she will not find you while you're busy performing for one who only sees your wallet. You must shed the costume, burn the mask, leave the stage, because real love is not a performance. It is a recognition, a meeting of two dignities, not a transaction between two insecurities. Do not confuse sacrifice with slavery. It is noble to give. It is idiotic to be drained. There is no glory in feeding a beast's hunger that grows with every bite. The woman who demands more and more while giving nothing in return is not ambitious. She is parasitic. And if you keep justifying her appetite in the name of love, then you deserve the emptiness you feel. A man must draw a line, not out of anger, but out of reverence, for himself. You are not a resource. You are the source. There is no heroism in enduring disrespect. That is not masculinity. That is martyrdom disguised as romance. You think you're being strong by staying, by giving, by enduring. But strength is not measured by how much abuse you tolerate. Strength is in the refusal to be reduced, the refusal to let your identity be auctioned to the highest emotional bidder, the refusal to let a beautiful face blind you to an ugly soul. And when you finally refuse, not with rage but with silence, the chains fall. You were not born to be decoration beside a handbag. You were not born to be an accessory to her ambitions. If the only time she touches you is when she wants something, then know this: you are not loved. You are leveraged. And every moment you stay, you teach her how to use you better. You train her to see you as less. But here's the irony. She cannot truly value you until you do. And the day you walk away with dignity, she will feel the absence, not of your money, but of the man she never truly saw. And yes, she may mock you when you leave. She may call you bitter, broken, insecure. Let her. There you are. Cries of the exposed are always loud, but in her silence, when the lights fade and the mirror no longer flatters, she will remember you, not as the man who bought her time, but as the one who stopped buying his own humiliation. That memory will sting, not because you were perfect, but because you became free. And freedom to someone addicted to control is the most terrifying thing of all. So I ask you, will you continue financing your own erasure? Or will you reclaim what was always yours? Your dignity, your presence, your essence. Not to punish her, but to save yourself, because until you walk away from the woman who sees your worth in dollars, you will never meet the one who sees your worth in depth. The choice is brutal, but necessary. Because the longer you stay in a transaction, the further you drift from transformation. If you're still watching, it means something in you refuses to die quietly. Good. That part of you, the untamed, the lucid, the sovereign, is your salvation. Nurture it. Let it grow until it outshines every illusion that ever kept you chained. And when the world tells you that you're cruel for demanding authenticity, laugh. Because cruelty is not in the demand. It's in the pretense of love where none exists. Be feared if you must, but never be used. A man who respects himself will always appear dangerous to those who wish to exploit him. Now listen closely. Unsubscribe from the lie. Block the illusion. Delete the desperation. And if this truth burned, good. Fire purifies. Comment below. From which city are you awakening? I want to know how far these words reach, and how many men still have the courage to rise from the ruins. And if you're one of them, truly one of them, then subscribe to this channel. Not because I begged, but because you're ready to stop crawling. Let the herd chase affection. You were made to walk alone, until someone worthy dares to walk beside you.